are curtain style head gates. They run on Delrin rollers, which is a virtually indestructible material, and we open and close them with a single linkage. And what that allows us to do is it gives us the ability to give you adjustment to optimize that power, whether it's a calf, it's a yearling, or it's a bull. All the doors on our chutes are the same in that they're 3E, which stands for easy entry exit. And the whole design intent behind this is to allow more light into the chute, to encourage that animal to come forward, to improve your flow. These doors can be opened, can be removed, and they can be configured. A minimum, you have double the power that this Suqeeze does. The rubber floors are warranted for life. The ratchet and pawl are warranted for life. And the locks and the friction box on the head holder and on the Suqeeze are also warranted for life. Hello, my name's Steve Langrel, and I'm with the engineering team at Arrowquip and Chute. What we have behind me here today is our manual chute lineup. We're going to walk through each model and try to explain the differences to better help you understand them. So we have our 5500, we have our 7500, and we have our 8800. The 5500 is our entry-level chute. We design it with the smaller producer in mind. Our 7500, I often refer to it as a workhorse, as it can do a multitude of operations on your ranch and has all the necessary points of access. It's also portable ready. Then we have the 8800, which stands in a league of its own. It's also portable ready, but with the quickness and the power of the 88 Arrowlock, with a Suqeeze that's 9 inches longer, and with the structure of this chute and more power in this Suqeeze, makes for a very nice addition to your ranch. For example, if you're an older person, if you feel your strength isn't what it used to be, if you have smaller people helping you, or if you got bigger cows, if you're doing lots of AI or prey checking, you got lots of room to work in this chute. So we'll come here to our 5500. We'll talk about our 55 and 7500 first. There is some similarities, but there is some differences too. So the 5500 is coming in with a weight of 1,690 pounds. The 7500 is coming in with a weight of 2,050 pounds. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is there's a lot of options that can be ordered with these chutes, and that's relevant to all of them. So the first thing that we offer is a product that we call a balk gate. Now this is a similar idea to a crash gate on a bison chute. However, it's not made for bison, it's specific to beef. So putting it very simply, it's a barrier, an extra barrier on the front of your head gate, which is a handy tool, especially if you're catching horned cattle, which are hard to catch and very easy to miss. So if you have a balk gate on the front of your chute, if you miss an animal, that barrier stops it. It allows you to back up that animal and re-catch it. Behind that, we have a product called a lug post. It's a vertical upright 2x2 that mounts on the front of each chute. This provides a connection for a line of panels. It's also a pivot for your balk gate. And if you have lug posts on their own, it also acts as a barrier if you're backing up your stock trailer and loading them out. It prevents you from backing into your chute. Behind that, we have our head holder that can be fitted to all our head gates. This is the new generation AL940 head holder. There's some key differences with this. One is the way it fastens to the head gate. It's got heavy duty clamping brackets, so it gives you quicker and easier adjustment, and it gives you infinite positions between those two black profiles. The other thing is when you open this head holder up fully, this top arm goes over center, so it's not drifting down on you if you're working cattle and not using it. Behind that, all our chutes come sternum bar ready. The other thing that we offer is a rubber neck cushion. And this has been carefully thought out, from the thickness of it, to the hardness of it, to the extrude cuts in it, to further give you the cushion effect. So the hardness of this is relatively important, as if you get it too hard, you're going to lose some of that cushion effect. If you get it too soft, it's going to start to pull hair. And the whole purpose behind this rubber neck cushion is to help prevent bruising and injury to that prescapular area on that animal's shoulder. Now we'll come to our head gates. The head gate on the 55 and the 75 chute is the same, which is hence the reason I refer to it as a 75-55 Arrowlock. All the doors on our chutes are the same in that they're 3E, which stands for easy entry exit. And the whole design intent behind this is to allow more light into the chute, to encourage that animal to come forward to improve your flow. So the locking system on all of these head gates is a ratchet and pull. And I'll just explain briefly how it works. There's more in-depth walkthroughs on each chute on YouTube, but it's a trailing ratchet. You'll notice that the ratchet and pull are on top. So as you come down, gravity works in your favor. And it also allows us to give, instead of a pull that's cut on an angle, it's just a straight cut tooth, which gives us an incredibly robust lock. It gives us easy release. It gives us push-pull. It gives us easy maintenance, and it gives us easy repairability, as all these components are bolt on. And we've got such confidence in this system that we've given you a lifetime warranty on it. Then from behind there, all of our chutes come with a rear control bar. Push-pull, you can work from front to back, anywhere in between. And the connection to the Arrowlock has been improved. It's a clamping connection, uses clamping force, and doesn't rely on fasteners alone. So now we come to the squeeze part of it. We got our squeeze handle. The squeeze platform on these two chutes is the same. It's push-pull. It opens up to 31.5 inches and closes down to 7 3/4 or just a little under. Now behind that is where things start to get a little bit different. So we've got our neck injection here. It's the same width of neck injection as the 7500, but the needle door is quite different. You work on either side of this upright bar, or if you want access to the lower part of the animal, you take this out and you remove it like this. Versus the 75, I'll go over there and I'll show you how it works. There's a little D10 pin here, and that's mostly just for transport. If it just sits on your ranch, I'm suggesting that you can just leave it out. So now when we come to our 7500, you've got a lot more options on this needle door. You can use this the same way, or you can drop this bar down and open up your window, or you can lift and swing away like that to get access to the lower part of the animal, or with a simple removal of a linch pin, you can take your door right off and store it to the side. So now we come back behind there to our squeeze frames. On the 5500, your emergency exit is on the working side. I have no emergency on the off side. And these doors can only be operated individually. They can't be tied together as a single gate like the 7500. And the bottom panel on the off side does not open up. We've got black access doors here that are very similar. They swing out, they're removable, but they're not configurable like on the 75. Then we've got our rump fingers. There's 4 rump fingers per side. On the 5500, your rump bar is stored at the back, like that. And then behind that, we have our vet cage, which is exactly the same as the 7500. It's a very comfortable vet cage to work in. You don't feel claustrophobic, and you have a lot of room. Behind that, all our rolling doors are our signature rolling door. It's our new design. It's a 3E design, and we've designed it like that so that it allows a bit more light into the chute or into the alley, so it encourages that animal to come farther up in the alley, closer to the door, all in view of getting better flow. On the 5500, this door cannot be configured. On the other chutes, it can be near side or offside configuration. Then on the bottom of the rolling door on the 5500, we got nice nylon guide blocks to keep things as quiet as possible. Now, all of our chutes can have load bars mounted underneath them. The difference with the 55 is that it doesn't have welded on scale mount brackets like the 75 and the 88. What you do is you purchase clamp-on scale brackets. So you take your chute, you set them on top of your load bars, you bolt that down to the load bars, and this clamps on the bottom frame of your chute. That's how that works. So now we'll come over to this side and we'll talk about the structure of each chute. So that's the structure of the 5500. It's 2x200 wall. When we come to the 75, the top rail is 2x3 125 wall. The bottom rail is 3x3 125 wall. So same thing. Rear control bar and handle. You work front to back, anywhere in between. I've already showed you the needle door. Now we come behind that. These doors can be easily and quickly connected to use as a single panel, or you just quickly disengage that pin and they can be used independently. And that's exactly the same on both sides. These doors can be opened, can be removed, and they can be configured. So that if you happen to be branding an animal and the brand ends up in that spot, I can reconfigure my door so that it opens up and it removes that bar. So all of these chutes are 31.5 inches wide, and these two chutes squeeze down to 7 3/4. The 88 squeezes down to 7.5 inches. Coming back here, the vet cage, like I say, is the same as on the 55. Your rolling door can be configured. This is the offside configuration. It comes from the factory like that. Now, when we open up the head gate, another major key difference in this chute is it has a rubber floor. And this rubber floor is exceptionally good for wearing. We've got a lifetime warranty on it, and it's awesome for cattle comfort, cattle flow, cattle confidence. And the tread pattern is made in such a way on both chutes that when you're squeezing in that animal, it allows that hoof to move with the squeeze to help prevent any lameness and getting it caught on a lug. So this chute comes portable ready. It's got weld-on scale brackets like I've already mentioned. Now we'll come to the 8800. So this chute comes in with a weight of 2,770 pounds. Now there's some very big key differences in the chute. And I've already mentioned, but it's 9 inches longer to the back of the squeeze, so that when I'm standing in this vet cage, even with big cows, I've got lots of room behind them. When I come to the head gate, it's got the same ratchet and pawl system, but the difference is this chute, we synchronize the doors on the working side. On this chute, we synchronize the doors on the opposite side. And we open and close them with a single linkage. And what that allows us to do is it gives us the ability to give you adjustment to optimize that power, whether it's a calf, it's a yearling, or it's a bull. And this is a very big deal, and I'll give you a little demonstration. So imagine I'm catching a bull here. I've got it in the bull setting. You can see how much power I have, and easy release. And all that that's doing is the power zone is anywhere from here to there, approaching over center. So unlike having it set like a lot of chutes that come down to 4 inches for a calf, when I go to catch a bull, I don't have that power because I'm so far away from approaching over center. You can see the difference that it makes. So from behind there, this chute is a parallel squeeze, but it has no fore and aft movement. And all that means is the squeeze goes straight in and straight out. And the squeeze is suspended from the top, and it's driven from the top. And because of the way the engineers have designed the linkage, depending on where you are on the squeeze cycle, but at a minimum, you have double the power that this squeeze does. and the squeeze frame goes right up to the front, and that's designed to give you access to the shoulder of an animal if you're branding on the shoulder. And this doors come from the factory in this default position. So your neck injection window is here, and these doors very easily open up and shut. So if you want, you can open up that door and you got a huge window for neck injection there. It's got emergency exit both sides. Slam this shut. There's pins top and bottom, so there's no twist in that frame. And then the other thing we offer on all of these chutes is a calf restrainer bar. Now this is a very handy piece of equipment that allows, if you put it in here, it allows you to open up the whole gate and it keeps that animal from swinging out. Or if you're working little calves, you can set the calf restrainer bar so it locks just in front of their hip for a very secure hold, and it gives you almost total access to the side of that calf. So by suspending our squeeze from the top, the other thing it allowed us to do is to make it a very consistent and optimize the margin from our squeeze frame to the floor so that there's no chance of getting a foot out, yet we have a little bit of clearance for manure, and it allows us to put traction bars on the bottom. So put the squeeze in like this, and these traction bars, we took these 4 planks and we extended them past the horizontal bottom rails, and that allowed us to expose our fasteners, which gives us an excellent clamping system. And the fastener goes through the traction bar, through the rubber washer plate, through the rubber mat, and through the traction bar. They all share the same hole. So the other thing with this rubber floor is this is a brand new redesigned rubber floor, and we're calling this our Infinity rubber floor. And that's because it covers the bottom frame structure from edge to edge and side to side for maximum cattle comfort and traction and confidence. I'll just step inside this vet cage to show you how comfortable it is. You got lots of room in here. It's 6'2" to the lowest point, and it goes up from there. So we'll just talk about the structure of this chute and the size of tube that it's made out of. So this chute, like I mentioned, is 2,770 pounds. The bottom horizontal rails are 2x4, 125 wall, standing up the tall way. The top is 2x6, 125 wall. The front post is 2x2, 188 wall, as well as the back post. And the wheel kit on this is the same wheel kit as we used on the major hydraulic chute. So there's been a lot of attention paid to detail on these chutes, which is easily missed unless it's pointed out to you. One of them is these head gates here, are curtain style head gates. They run on Delrin rollers, which is a virtually indestructible material. They don't rust, they don't seize, and they've got a low coefficient of friction. And the other thing is we made our bolts in such a way that there's no rotation on threads. The other thing is the 55 and the 75, the squeeze runs on nylon bushings, which is incredible wear resistance, and you don't have to grease it. All you got to do is WD-40 it once in a while. And the other thing is all these connections on the head gate and on the squeeze are all custom made shoulder bolts, which makes for a very stable connection. And in between the two mating parts, there's a UHMW washer to reduce friction. Now the warranty on these chutes, there's a 15-year warranty on the 8800, there's a 10-year warranty on the 7500, and there's a 5-year warranty on the 5500. The rubber floors are warranted for life, the ratchet and pawl are warranted for life, and the locks and the friction box on the head holder and on the squeeze are also warranted for life. So I hope that proves to be helpful. If you've got any further questions, you can call us up here at Arrowquip, and we'd be happy to help you, or check us out online at arrowquip.com.